So the next pair we are going to be looking at for today is going to be the XAUUSD. And the XAUUSD was quite a profitable trade for us yesterday. And this was our expect. Where were we during the live session yesterday? So during the live session, we were around, we were around the 1,808 and the 1,805 level. This is where we were during the live session yesterday. Remember, we took advantage of this buy opportunity at above the 1,795. I told you how I missed the buy opportunity from this area. For those who are taking it from that area, you will be in massive profit right now. Well, for me, I took it around this area yesterday, and currently, if you have been part of this journey above the 1,795, you will currently be running with over 1,700 pips in profit, which is not bad at all for a start, at least the midweek, or midweek. So right now, we were around this area yesterday when we were able to identify this channel between the 1,808. And one thing I stated here yesterday is that due to the consolidation phase we saw here, that there is a likelihood that price might break down the channel. That's one scenario. Break down the channel, come to retest the structure at the 1,795 or our golden zone area to incite another wave of bullish momentum. Or we could be seeing a breakout of this channel, retest to incite another wave of bullish momentum. But instead, the former is what happened here. And we saw price break down, probably taking us out of the previous position. If you have your stop loss anywhere around this area, it will have taken you out of that position. And then we started seeing another buy pressure coming in at exactly 50% retracement of this previous impulse leg, which falls within our normal golden zone area. So with the buy pressure coming in around this area during the New York session yesterday, it was a very good opportunity to join that rally to the upside. I actually gave an update on this one on my public platform, and in fact we took up right on this position. And if you are taking it right from this level, you will currently be running with over 1,400 pips in profit. Then another position came in at the breakout of the $1,808 level, breaking out of this channel here. And if you are taking that as well, you will currently be running with over 500 pips in profit. So right now, for those who have been part of this profitable journey since yesterday, well done, guys. Kudos to you. Next thing we want to be doing right now, we don't want to get too carried away with whatever we have here. So we are going to be locking in our profit. Let's move our stop loss accordingly to lock in some profit right now. So for at this point in time, I will be suggesting an area between the $1,811.50 level, right below this previous structure here. Lock in some profit there, and let's see how price action is going to play out during the New York session today. Now, as we head into the New York session today, what is going to be our next line of action? What are we going to be looking out for? Are we going to be joining the trend continuation to the upside, or is there likely going to be a reversal move, a correction move, which might incite a sell-off in anticipation of another wave of bullish momentum? So we might likely see price come back down before another bullish move happens. So these are the things we want to be looking at for today. But before I go into the details of what our expectations are for today, let's quickly run through the daily time frame. Let's see what's really going on around the daily time frame in order to make a decision for today. So moving into the daily time frame here, what do we have on the XAUUSD? Well, on the daily time frame here, this was the structure I was able to share with you at the beginning of the week, where we saw how the XAUUSD has been on the bearish momentum since the month of March, and we had this bearish trend line as a result of that after connecting the series of lower highs. And however, during the month of November, I think the first week of the month of November, we finally saw the breakout of that trend line to incite a bullish momentum, which also shares a confluence with that very important key level at the 1,680. And as soon as price broke out of that structure, we have been witnessing bullish momentum. But one thing we observed here is that as soon as price got into the $1,800 level, we have been witnessing selling pressure around this area. Now, in addition to the bearish trend line here, the $1,800 level appears to also be a major determinant of price action in this market. Now, this is what I was able to identify here. Look at how that 1,800 has been a deciding price movement since the beginning of the year. So this was between the month of December last year till the month of February. You can see accumulation of buy pressure around this area, which led to the significant breakout of that structure to push price into the $2,070 level. So you can see how that level was actually a major determinant of price action. The same thing happened here in the month of May. We saw another buy pressure coming when price came back into that structure, but the buy pressure here wasn't strong enough. As you can see here, selling pressure came in, took over the market, and led to the final breakdown of that $1,800 level. And since the breakdown of the $1,800 level happened in the month of July, we have been witnessing selling pressure right below that structure to further emphasize the strength of the sellers in the market. So the second half of the year, price action has continued to trade right below that $1,800 level to emphasize the strength of the sellers during the second half of this year. So right now, in the last 4 to 6 weeks now, we have seen price come back into the $1,800 level area, and what we have witnessed here is a huge consolidation phase, further emphasizing the indecision in this market. And with the indecision in this market, participants in the market are not sure what price is saying right now, so might likely be waiting for a catalyst to bring in liquidity into the market to drive price movement. So that is where we are in the last since the beginning of the month. Now we have been within this area, though we've been taking advantage of some moves right now around this area since the beginning of the month. But the scenario here suggests that if we want to be selling the XAUUSD, we want to be looking out for selling opportunities below the $1,800 level. As you can see in the past, that level has been a strong selling niche for participants in this market. You can see what happened here in the month of July and in the month of August. Now, price has broken out of the $1,800 level based on the structure we had during the New York session yesterday. Now, the question right now is, will the breakout of the $1,800 level hold? Will it hold for bullish momentum since a breakout of that structure happened? Are we going to be seeing price come back to do a retest of the 1,800 to incite another wave of bullish momentum to the upside? Or are we going to be having a breakdown of the 1,800 followed by selling pressure below that structure to incite another wave of bearish momentum, which might likely be a retracement of the previous impulse leg that we saw here to incite another wave of bullish momentum? So these are the structures we are going to be looking out for when we scale down to the lower time frame. So we want to see what is really going on around this area, and that is the area around the 1,815, 1,818 area. So we are going to be scaling down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's look out for what is really happening around there in order to make a decision for today. So going back to the 1 hour time frame, what do we have? So we said we have an area around the 1,815, 818 area. And as you can see here, we have been witnessing selling pressure coming in from that level. So since the New York session here, as soon as price tested the 1,821, what did we see here? We have been witnessing selling pressure coming in from that level. I hope for those who took advantage of this opportunity here yesterday, you have moved your stop loss accordingly. I told you to move it right below the $1,811.50 level. Let's lock in some profit there, as we might likely see selling pressure come in from that level. So right now, we have been witnessing selling pressure as soon as price got into the $1,821 area, hereby having a channel between the $1,821 level and the at this point in time, I will be suggesting that we use the 1,814, okay, 1814 will be most appropriate here. So I will be doing some relabeling to make things a little bit clearer. So we have the 1814. So we have a channel already. So let's zoom into the current structure. And this is where our focus is going to be for today. So we have a structure between the 1814 and the $1,821 level. And whenever we have a flat channel like this, you all know what we are going to be looking forward to. We are going to be looking forward to either a breakout or a breakdown of that channel to give us a confirmation of where price will be going to. So it's either a breakout or a breakdown of that structure to give us a confirmation of where price action might be going to. Now, in addition to the structure here, I want to be identifying this trend line after connecting the series of lower highs. As you can see, since price tested the 1,821, we have been witnessing selling pressure. Price has continued to find lower highs. So I would like to connect the structure so that we can see things more clearly. So that is the structure there. So we have this channel here and the trend line here as a yardstick for trading activity. So let me do some readjustment here based on the current structure. So we have something like this. So this is what we have here to guide our trading activity for today. So now we have been witnessing buy pressure. This is a support level of the channel. So we've been witnessing buy pressure around this area. So what I'll be suggesting us to do here, let's identify this level as a demand zone right now. So I will be calling it a temporary demand zone. Temporary demand zone. Place it right inside. Okay. So that's a temporary demand zone we have there. So for us to sell, that is for us to sell the XAUUSD for today, we want to see price action break down that demand zone. We want to see a breakdown, then selling pressure below that structure on our lower time frame. Then we could actually join the decline to the downside. Then we could be having our take profit target fall somewhere around that bullish trend line. Remember, we have the bullish trend line figured out at the beginning of the week. Let me go to the 4 hours time frame here. So this is the 4 hours time frame where we add the structure and see what we have here. So we have this bullish trend line which has been holding by pressure since the month of November. So we might likely have price come back to either retest this 1,795 or this bullish trend line probably incite another wave of bullish momentum. We never can tell, or probably a breakdown retest of the structure to push price to the downside. But we will be making a decision when price gets to that point. But for now, we should be having our take profit target between the 1,795 and the trend line here, which shares a confluence with the 1,790. So that is what we are going to be looking forward to sell the XAUUSD. Now, going back to the 1 hour time frame, the trend line also, the bearish trend line also is going to be a yardstick for us. So if at any point in time price breaks out of this bearish trend line and we start seeing buy pressure above the structure, then I want to be looking out for buying opportunities, adding more position to my existing trade. And if a further breakout of the $1,821 level happens, then a retest of the 1,821 with buy pressure around that area will welcome additional position to our existing trade on the XAUUSD. So this is what we are going to be looking forward to. So like I said, hold on a second. Let me pull this arrow down here. So we want to see a breakdown of this demand zone to give us a signal of a bearish momentum. And if a breakout of the trend line happens, buy pressure above that structure, we want to be looking forward to buying, adding more position to our existing trade. And in fact, if a breakout of the $1,821 level happens, we want to be adding another position to our existing trade. So these are the scenarios we shall be looking forward to on the XAUUSD. So I hope you'll be on standby to catch this move when it finally happens. I hope you also have watched my screen, recorded my screen, whatever the case may be, so that you can use it as a reference point whenever you're about to make your decision on this commodity